Hey y'all, few comments from me. So this past week we had the current events and the Nigeria chapter questions, which I'll say as far as grading goes, uh, if you're not getting full credit, you're not putting in enough effort. This is not a tough class, you guys, by any means, but you do have to put in the effort. You have to put in the effort not only in picking out a good current event article, but in responding to your classmates. And those responses should take more than 2 or 3 minutes, posted in the 11th hour on Sunday. So again, if you're happy with the grades that you're getting, keep doing what you're doing. If you're not happy with the grades that you're getting, then put in more effort. If you think you're putting in effort and still not getting the grades that you want, then reach out to me because there's a disconnect, and we should communicate and see what the problem is. I did want to take a couple minutes to go over the final assignment. I know that I had a blurb about this in the beginning, but if you haven't started on these, please get started on these. So I'm going to go over a couple things here now. So first of all, this is an individual that did a really good job of putting together a PowerPoint. So what you're going to do, and you can do this anyway, you can use a Word document, you can use Excel. The one thing that you must do, though, is compare all the countries that we've been studying against the U.S., picking several variables, and I'll talk more about this here in a second. And then you will need to use screencast. So I'm going to take you through this. Then I'm going to take you and let you look at a website that you can get some ideas for some variables if you're having some trouble with that. And again, that will make more sense here in a second if you're like, what are you talking about? And then I will show you how to make a screencast. And a screencast is what you're looking at right now. But first for this, so again, this individual, this is a project that was done really well. So we have the name here.
This is my comparing countries project by Russia.
So I guess I should have also said, bear with me because I'm gonna move this around a bit. So here she had the beginning, nice title page, and then she's telling us that we're going to look at these various countries, which are the countries that we are looking at in this class.
Nigeria, China, Iran, Britain, LGBT.
Okay, so one of the first things that she looks at, and she does a really good job. Oh, I just moved it. Sorry. Okay, so her first variable. So when I say variables, you guys, it's things that you want to look at and compare across each country. And if you guys go on to graduate school, this becomes a thing as far as like looking at certain variables and comparing them to other things. So here in this entire project, I'm asking you to pick certain variables that are of interest to you. Here, she wanted to look at LGBT rights as one of her variables. So I'm asking you to do, 4 to 8 variables that you're then going to compare across each country. And again, this could be done in a Word document. It could be done in, I'm not sure if this is a PowerPoint or it looks like some Apple's version of PowerPoint. But again, her variable is she was interested in what the LGBT rights were across each country. So this is her variable. Remember, you need 4 or 8 of these. If you have smaller ones or shorter ones, you need to go 8. If you have 4 that are very detailed, like the LGBT rights, then you can have, 4. So here we're looking at, then she goes and finds what are the rights like in each country. The only thing I will add is making sure you put, or just, I know that where you're getting the information, and have a last slide or something. I don't need to be formal about this. You don't need to use like APA citations or anything, but there does need to be like, where did this information come from? For example, something that I wrote, like Campbell 2019, and then you tie it to some last source, last page with all the sources on it, excuse me. Okay, so this was one of the, and then she does have, moving over here, the United States, so all of the countries. Again, you're picking a variable here, LGBT rights, and then you're looking at how this variable changes for every country. And then let's.
In the United Kingdom, there is no thing of homosexual LGBT have to.
Okay, so what she did there was she spent the last 2.5 minutes talking about going through each country and their rights, and then here, this is a simpler one. This is type of government, but again, visually really well done here. Looks at each country and talks about that type of government.
China has.
So just to reiterate, the type of government is her second variable. First one was LGBT rights. She looked at all the countries and talked about that. Her second chosen variable was types of government, and then talked about that for all the countries.
Communist. Britain is.
And then this is a simple location one. So again, I don't want you to have too many easy ones like this, but sure, it's interesting here. And this is another variable. Okay, so enough on that for now. Okay, here is it is a web page. So you would put in theglobaleconomy.com and then slash compare dash countries. So one more time, if you want to bring up this web page, you're going to go to www.theglobaleconomy.com slash compare dash countries, COUNTRIES. Okay, so why would we want to go here? Well, look at these variables, these options for variables all here on the left. So even under, we don't, again, pick ones that are interesting to you. If you say stuff about forecasts from the IMF, and I know that you probably don't know what International Monetary Fund, something like that. Yeah, that is, and it's just easy. Then you're not going to do very well here. But there are some other ones that could be interesting. There are, let's see, health spending. That could be interesting. Life expectancy, HIV rates. Remember, you're not only going to put the rates, but you're gonna say something about them. So here are some variables or pays that you can get ideas about variables that might be interesting to you, and then you should be able to. Let's see. Okay, there's a place. Let me see. Oh yes, here we go. That you can select the countries. So this is a perfect website for you guys to get some ideas. And please don't limit yourself from here. So I would say that you would, get half of your variables from here. I'd be okay with that. Okay, I think I had one more thing that I wanted to tell you guys, but let me pause it to see. It turns out that was it, you guys. So, get started or try to get started on something, because you will have, I think, I give you week 13, 14, and 15 to work on this. But if you don't want it to be rushed and you want it to be good, then get on it sooner rather than later. Also, if you haven't been doing fantastic on these other assignments, make sure that you do so for the second half of the class. I'm more concerned about improvement, or that you're taking the time to do these things, than I am on individual grades. But help yourself get an A. Help me give you an A, because I'd rather give you an A than not. And that goes true for everyone in this class, but I won't give away free grades. I do need to see that you're putting in effort. Okay, that's all for me, you guys. I hope you're having a great day, and email me if you have questions. Bye-bye.